Welcome to Mr. Math Academy. Grow your math brain.
Hello friends, welcome back to Mr. Math Academy. So in this video we derive an equation for the ratio of tensions in belt for a flat belt drive. So in the previous video we have done what will be the equation for the length of the belt for a open belt drive condition as well as the cross belt drive condition. Now we just move on to what will be the ratio of the tensions like T1 and T2, like tight side tension and the slack side tension when we are considering the belt drive here. Now here I have considered the driven member of a open belt drive condition. Now in this case, this theta will be the angle of contact where the belt is in contact with the driven member at a smaller pulley here. Now in the same way, to derive the relation between this T1 and T2, I will just consider a small portion of the belt which is contact from P to Q here. Now this P to Q, which makes an angle dou theta, I have taken. Now if I take this is a dou theta entirely, so the angle this becomes dou theta by 2. Now similarly we can see, so this will be the tight side tension, this T2 will be the slack side tension. Now there is a small amount of tension, means we can see there will be a tension T at point P. Now when we see at point Q, the tension will be maximum compared to this T here. So that's why I have taken it's a T plus dou T, means small increment in the tension at portion of this Q. So why means the bottom portion is subjected to a tight side tension. So this T1 is compared to this T2. Similarly, this T plus dou T will be more compared to this given T here. Okay. Now when the member rotates in this direction, like clockwise direction, in the opposite direction we can have a frictional force will be there. Okay, that will be the frictional force will be acting upward direction because of the rotation of this member in this direction. Now we are having one more normal reaction which is perpendicular to the frictional force. We know this is the basic concept here. This normal reaction is perpendicular to this frictional force here. Now we can see that there are two force terms are there, like normal reaction, frictional force, as well as, so we can see this T plus dou T and T will be there. Now by using this concept, by using these parameters, we will try to find out what will be the ratio of this T1 versus the T2 here. Now the same terms, the first term what I have seen here, I have just taken here, we just look into that what are the forces here. Now this is a given T, this part I have taken only this part of the member here. So this P I will write here, this is a P and this will be the Q. This is the tension at point P. This T plus dou T will be the tension at point Q here. This is a frictional force and this is a normal reaction. But this is a horizontal force, this is a vertical force component. But since T plus dou T and T, it will be having somewhat the inclination. So I need to find out the components of this T as well as the T plus dou T with respect to the horizontal and the vertical axis. Now we'll just go for the construction part here to write the components. Now we know that this is a dou theta by 2. By the geometry I can write this is also a dou theta by 2, like alternate angles. Now we just see this is a right angle which is given by now this is a dou theta by 2 because of the alternate angles. Now we just see here this is our right angle here. So if it is a dou theta by 2 is a small angle, so overall 90, this angle becomes 90 minus dou theta by 2. But I have to write the components of this T with respect to vertical as well as the horizontal. Now I will take one more line here, like I will just take here, that is from point P here. If it is 90 minus dou theta by 2 angle, because since it is a right angle again, this angle also becomes, it is a dou theta by 2 because this is the right angle. So out of this, if I subtract 90 minus dou theta by 2, this angle becomes dou theta by 2. Now if it is the angle dou theta by 2, I have to take the components of this t with respect to vertical as well as the horizontal. Now this is our vertical component and this is our horizontal component. So in always vertical component with respect to the angle, we are having a cos function. So I'll take this is a t into cos of dou theta by 2. But in the horizontal component, we are having a sine function. So I can have a t sine of dou theta by 2. Now that part is over. Similarly, I'll take the components of this t plus dou t with respect to horizontal and the vertical components. Now this is also the angle is dou theta by 2. Now if it is the dou theta by 2, we know that this is also a angle dou theta by 2 because of the alternate angles here. Now this part is right angle here. Obviously this becomes 90 minus dou theta by 2, but we require the component of this t plus dou t with respect to the vertical and the horizontal here. So if I take vertical line, so now since it's a right angle, out of this if I subtract 90 minus dou theta by 2, so this is also dou theta by 2 here. Now I can write the component of this t plus dou t in this vertical, that is as well as the horizontal. Now in the vertical component, because of the angle is there, so in that particular axis we can have a cos function. So I'll write this is t dou t, so t plus dou t into cos of dou theta by 2. But this part, that is a horizontal part, it will be a t plus dou t into sine of, I'll write here, this is t plus dou t into sine of dou theta by 2. So this is our function like a horizontal component, and this is t plus dou t cos of dou theta by 2, that will be the vertical component. Now if we know this basic like force terms, if we just take the components with respect to by resolving the forces vertical as well as the horizontal, we can easily get the relation between this T1 and T2, that will be the ratio of tension in belt. Now first I'll consider the horizontal forces. By resolving the horizontal forces, means what? I have to take the left hand side forces is equal to right hand side forces with respect to the in terms of horizontal we have to consider. So we can see out of this only what 6 forces will be considered. One is a frictional force, normal reaction. Because of this t, okay, we are having x component and the y components we can have. So because of t plus dou t, we can have both the components of this force in x axis as well as the y axis, like a horizontal and the vertical components. Now since we are considering the horizontal component, we just see which are the forces which are acting in the horizontal direction, either it is a left or right. So normal reaction is acting right hand side. I'll consider normal reaction is equal to, means what, the left hand side forces is equal to right hand side forces. I'll consider this part is over. Now you can just see in this component t into sine of dou theta by 2, which is acting horizontally but it is towards the left hand side, t sine of dou theta by 2. I'll take the left hand side forces is equal to right hand side forces. So this normal reaction is acting right hand side, I have taken on the other side. Similarly this part is over. Here also we can see there is a one horizontal component is there, that is t plus dou t into sine of dou theta by 2. I'll take t plus dou t into sine of dou theta by 2. Now these are the force terms what we have taken by considering the horizontal forces. Now we have to simplify this. Now we know that for a small angle, the sine function means sine 0 is 0. Like similarly the sine I can take the sine dou theta by 2 as a dou theta by 2. Means what? I'll write for a small angle sine dou theta by 2, I can write it as dou theta by 2. Okay. Now I'll just substitute this condition over here, that is Rn is equal to normal reaction. This is sine, in place of sine dou theta by 2 I'll write only dou theta by 2 plus, so this entire term is dou theta by 2 only. So this is dou theta by 2. Now we just remove this bracket here, t into dou theta by 2 plus t into dou theta by 2 plus this dou t into dou theta by 2. This is Rn. Now again the product of these two, since dou t and dou theta by 2 are very small here, the product of these two also very small, so that we can neglecting dou t into dou theta by 2, since it's a very small here, so this part will goes here. Only term what we remain here is this one, Rn is equal to, this is t into dou theta by 2 plus t into dou theta by 2, that is 2 times t into dou theta by 2. So these two get cancelled. The remaining term is Rn, that is a normal reaction, Rn is equal to t into dou theta by 2. Now I'll consider this is my equation 1. This is what the term what we have got by considering the horizontal forces. Now similarly we'll try to take the vertical component of this. Now we'll move on to the second case by resolving the forces in a vertical form. So we just see which are the vertical forces and equate the upper force, the forces which are acting upward is equal to the forces which are acting the downward. Now we can see here the frictional force is acting upward here. The upward forces I'll take one side, the forces which are acting downward I'll take on the other side here. So this is frictional force mu into Rn. Again we can see this t cos of dou theta by 2, again it is acting upward direction, I'll take with this only, plus t into cos of dou theta by 2, that is equal to, because this t plus dou t cos of dou theta by 2 which is acting downward, I'll take on the other side here, t plus dou t into cos of dou theta by 2. Now we simplify this, so this is mu Rn plus t cos of dou theta by 2. We just remove this bracket here, t into cos of dou theta by 2 plus dou t into cos of dou theta by 2. But we know that for a small angle the cos function will become 1, like cos 0 is 1. For small angle I will take the cos of dou theta by 2 is equal to 1. We just take this form here, mu into Rn plus, in place of cos of dou theta by 2 I'll take 1, which gives t here. Now this part is also 1, means this will be a t only. Now on the right hand side, so this is dou t, this becomes 1. Now you can cancel these two, that is tt here. So we remain here Rn is equal to this dou t, and we just cross multiply this mu to the right hand side. Now this is the equation 2 what we have got by equating the components of the forces in the vertical form. Now we just equate the equation 1 and the equation 2 by equating the equation 1 and 2. Now we just simplify this part here. So this t I'll cross multiply here, and this mu I'll take it to the left hand side. So this mu into dou theta is equal to dou t by t. On integrating this with respect to theta and this part with respect to t, and we'll apply the limits, that is theta will be varies from 0 to theta, and this t will varies from t2 to t1, that is the slack side tension to the tight side tension. I'll take here 0 to theta mu into dou theta, this becomes t2 to t1 dou t by t. So this will becomes mu into theta, and the right hand side becomes, because This is our theta is over. I'll apply the limits 0 to theta. I'll get the same term here because of the second part will be 0. So now for this, the 1 over t dou t, integral of 1 over t is our log of t. Now I'll apply the limits here, t2 to t1, that is a log of t1 minus log of t2. I'll consider it becomes log of t1 minus log of t2. So we know that log a minus log b is what? It's a log of a by b. Again I can take this form as log of t1 by t2 to the base e. t1 by t2 is equal to, I can take this exponent over here, so this becomes e to the power mu theta. Now this is the t1 by t2 is equal to e power mu theta. This will be the ratio of tensions in the belt for a flat belt drive here, where we can see that t1 is a maximum tension like a tight side tension and t2 will be the slack side tension or a minimum tension. Mu is a coefficient of friction between the belt and the pulley here, and theta will be the angle of contact for a belt which is in contact with the smaller pulley we have to consider always. Okay, I hope you have got this derivation. If you like this video, please comment, share it to your friends and subscribe to our channel.